I wanted to talk about some natural antivirals you can use to protect yourself against respiratory viruses. I don't know if you notice, but I have a little bit of redness here in this eye. We're just getting over an adenovirus that we had here, everyone in the house, my son, my daughter with Down syndrome, and myself. And individuals with Down syndrome, since many of them are immunocompromised, an adenovirus infection can be fatal. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about some natural antivirals that we used to get over this virus. It was actually pretty rough, so I will share what we used. Many of these antivirals can be used for any respiratory viral illness like the flu, the cold, COVID, and RSV, as well as adenoviruses. The one we use is astragalus, and I've talked about astragalus before in other videos, but astragalus is a powerful antiviral herb as well as an adaptogenic herb, meaning that it helps to improve the body's response to stress. Astragalus is actually a very safe herb. It's been used for thousands of years in ancient Chinese medicine. But for some people, especially those that have maybe a late stage Lyme disease or autoimmunity, astragalus might not be the best choice for you because it can ramp up your immune system depending upon the individual. The second herb is Pelargonium pseudoides, and we use that mostly in the form of umca. Now, Pelargonium pseudoides has been proven to reduce the severity and duration of colds and flus. It also has mucus thinning properties so that it helps you cough out mucus easier, which reduces your cough and the cough reflex. Third, elderberry. So elderberry actually helps to prevent the entrance of the flu virus into the cells, reducing the severity and duration of flu infections. And the fourth is curcuma longa, or specifically curcumin, the extract from turmeric. The reason why I use this is because with adenoviruses and with respiratory viruses in general, there is a huge component of coughing. While I was doing everything to reduce mucus production and to get mucus out of the lungs, the cough was still there, and it was very violent. I really think that's the best description, at least for me. Not much for my children. I'll tell you why a little bit later. You can hear them playing. They're perfectly fine right now. And so I would wake up in the middle of the night coughing to the point where I couldn't even sleep. And I didn't want to use any type of sleep aids because when I would wake up, the cough would be even worse. I know that with viral respiratory infections and with post-viral cough, there's a huge inflammatory component as well as disruption of the epithelial cells of the lungs. And curcumin is a very powerful anti-inflammatory, and so I added that into my routine a little bit late in the game, but I found that adding in curcumin into my routine actually reduced the cough to the point where I could actually sleep, not wake up coughing, and even go into the next day with very minimal cough. So for my kids, it was about 3 or 4 days from the first sign to almost complete resolution, maybe just with a little bit of a cough, maybe a little bit of a runny nose. But for me, I feel like it took over a week. And even now, you still see, I told you when we started this video, you still see the red eye, and I'm still kind of lagging behind. And why was that? That was because I started early with my kids. From the second they started showing symptoms, I was on it. For me, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm sick. I don't know if I'm tired. I need to sleep. But I didn't. I just kept on kind of pushing through and being strong. Stupid. I just kept on going. And that's one of the biggest components of a naturopathic approach. When you first get that first sign that something's wrong, you start a protocol with your naturopathic doctor and you get on it quickly, because the quicker you get to it, the quicker you will get feeling better. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I told you that adenoviruses can be fatal for those with a compromised immune system, those with immune dysfunction. And my daughter with Down syndrome does have immune dysfunction because that's just one of the traits that come along with having an extra chromosome. But my daughter, she had a runny nose for maybe 1 or 2 days. You can hear my daughter and my son are screaming outside, plane right now. And she had a cough for maybe one day. Whereas me, I'm laid up in bed, coughing my lungs out, feeling like I'm going to die. I even got the viral conjunctivitis. She didn't get that at all. My son got it very mildly, and then it went away the next day. And so if there's any lesson to be learned in this, when you start feeling sick, get on your protocol quick. Follow me for more natural health tips.